22 cars on a closed test track created a traffic jam with no obstacle. So what was jamming them? The track was only about 230 meters around. The jam moved backward at roughly 20 kilometers an hour. Nothing crashed, merged, or blocked the lane. The cause was hiding inside the traffic itself. That invisible cause costs American drivers about 54 extra hours a year. Across the country, congestion added 8.8 billion extra hours. The bill was about $166 billion. It also burned 3.3 billion extra gallons of fuel. Those numbers begin with something boring. A brake light. A driver taps the pedal. The following driver closes the gap. The next driver brakes a little harder. The slowdown crawls backward through the lane. The strange part is what the front driver sees. Often, the road ahead is empty. The obvious answer is a crash, construction, or a closed lane. Real incidents do matter. FHWA materials attribute about a quarter to a third of delay to incidents. That leaves most delay needing another explanation. A lane can stall after a tiny disturbance. A glance toward the shoulder can reduce local capacity. A short headway can make a brake tap contagious. A merge can raise density near the unstable edge. But the merge is not always the real villain. It can be only the match. The fuel is the crowd of cars itself. Traffic engineers call the basic curve a fundamental diagram. At low density, cars move freely. Add cars, and the lane carries more vehicles. Past a critical density, the same lane becomes fragile. A common freeway threshold is about 25 vehicles per kilometer per lane. Near that threshold, speed is no longer the only thing that matters. Smoothness starts deciding how many cars pass. Human drivers are not instant controllers. A standard design reaction time is 2.5 seconds. During that delay, the car ahead has already changed speed. The follower answers late. Late answers often overshoot. A small slowdown becomes a larger slowdown. That larger slowdown reaches the next driver. Traffic researchers call this string instability. The string is the line of cars. The instability is amplification along that line. In 2008, Sugiyama's test made the hidden system visible. The circuit was about 230 meters around. 22 vehicles filled that tiny loop. That works out to about 96 vehicles per kilometer. At the start, drivers tried to hold a steady speed. Tiny speed errors still appeared. Those errors grew into a moving stop-and-go cluster. The cluster traveled upstream at about 20 kilometers an hour. Real highway waves often move upstream around 15 to 20 kilometers an hour. The jam is not a pileup. It is a traveling pattern. Cars enter the pattern, stop, then leave it. The pattern keeps moving backward against the traffic. That is why the cause disappears before you reach it. The bottleneck may be gone. The wave can keep walking upstream. More speed can even make the lane worse near the threshold. Extra inflow pushes density into the unstable region. Then throughput can fall while everyone tries to hurry. In later field experiments, a single controlled car attacked the wave. That car represented under 5% of the vehicles around it. With control activated, speed variation fell by about 55%. Fuel consumption fell by as much as 40% in experiment intervals. Throughput rose by as much as 15% in some runs. The cure was not a faster car. It was a calmer car. The controller left extra space instead of chasing every brake light. It absorbed the ripple before the ripple became a wave. That changes the whole story of congestion. A jam is not always the result of blocked road. Often, it is the result of unstable coordination. Every driver tries to be safe locally. Together, those safe reactions can create a system-wide failure. The highway is not a line of independent decisions. It is a coupled machine made of people, gaps, and delay. This is why traffic is a systems problem. Small local rules create large global behavior. During the pandemic, per-commuter delay halved, then returned near the old level by 2022. The physics did not disappear. The density changed. When the cars came back, the waves came back. That lesson reaches beyond highways. Crowded systems often fail before any single part breaks. Sometimes the problem is not the obstacle. Sometimes the problem is the feedback loop.